So lately, I've been praying harder and harder to God, because some days my ego gets the better of me, and I remember that to have an ego is a sin. So, about a month ago, someone has said to me, "You're a nobody. You don't even have a song. You don't even have publicity." And I said, "I have a song. I've been on 98 FM. I've been on FM 104. I've been on the television. I have been building my career in the background, because I never wanted clout, because I knew clout wouldn't pay my bills. I knew clout wouldn't give me a successful career. So I decided to follow God's plan instead. And the one thing we learn with Him is we have to push aside our ego, we have to push aside our pride, we have to push aside these human feelings that we have. And there was times I felt like saying, just because you don't know me doesn't mean other people don't know me. And if you're that uneducated in the music industry, you wouldn't know me, because I swim in a different ocean. I'm not into little ponds. See, I'm the person who moved 38 times with my mom. I'm the person who never had stability. I'm the person that had to adapt to my surroundings a lot. I'm the person who learned from a young age that if you want true success and you want true recognition, you can't just act like it's all about you. Other people matter. Your followers matter. Your fans matter. And the best thing you can do in music is build a relationship with your fan base. And that's something that I've done very well. So on any platform I'm on, I have gained a lot of support. I'm the black sheep. Anywhere I go, I'm not accepted. No matter what I do, no one likes me. And there was times I used to let that get to me, and I'd say, that's not fair. And why don't I fit in? And God, how come I'm going through all these painful situations? And the more I read the Bible and stuff, the more I realised it takes through pain and sorrow and trauma to purify a soul. So in the past, when I've had offers and things like that, they came with fine print. And I always read the fine print, because I didn't want to just sign up for something and then have to deal with that for the rest of my life, all because I wanted to prove to people whatever I was trying to prove to people. So I decided, instead of trying to prove things to people, I wanted to prove something to myself and something to God. And no matter how many homes I lost, or whatever sickness I went through, or domestic abuse, things like that, it made me stronger as a person. And it made me see what was really important in life, and that's helping other people and supporting other people. And when people say to me, Rebecca, you haven't really taken music seriously, and I say, well, what do you base that on? And they say, well, you've only got one song. And I'm like, yeah, but that one song has me singing in 5 different flows. Listen to it. And then they'll go listen to it and they'll come back and they'll say, God, that's catchy. I like that. Fair play to you, keep going. And then they say, so how come you haven't made any more songs? Like, what's the story with that? And then I say, well, you know, I've had people following me for many years and my houses were broken into and some of my writing was taken, and, you know, and I put up online, I'd get hacked, it'd be deleted, and then they'd steal my rhymes. If you say, Jesus, that's weird, you're mad. And I'd say, no, I'm not mad, the people doing it to me are mental, trying to fuck up with my reality and make themselves something that they weren't on the back of my work ethic. So even though I haven't made like a catalogue of songs, I have one demo with me singing in 5 flows, and you can check it out. And that was in 2015 that I dropped that, and I just let it simmer. So the way I looked at it was like, you can't watch kettle boiling, and if you watch kettle boiling, it's going to take longer to boil. So I decided just to make one song, took a blow to the heart, and see how that went down. And it went down well. So just because someone only has one song doesn't mean they're not working at other aspects of the industry. It doesn't mean that they're not making contact, showing they're trustworthy, showing that they're loyal, showing that they're someone that can actually enter an industry without using other people for clout. Because we have this like culture now where people think recognition and success is sharing screenshots and Snapchats of famous people talking to them. Like, man, if that's your like idea of recognition, you seriously need to like go back to school. Because even though people can acknowledge you and entertain you, it doesn't genuinely mean that they accept you into the industry. It doesn't genuinely mean that they listen to your music and that they're a fan. It doesn't genuinely mean that they're interested in you as a person. It just means that you've got their attention for a couple of seconds and then you're trying to build your career off that. And nobody wants to work with someone who's like that, because these people in high positions, all they care about is privacy. All they care about is being able to trust the people around them. All they care about is loyalty. Because some of these people's best friends have sold them out for a few quid. And the sad thing about it is when someone starts becoming successful, everyone starts talking about how they know them or how they knew them. And they try like get their 15 seconds of fame by saying that they knew this person or that they dealt with this person. Or you have the other side of it where people pretend that they know someone and then they just tell utter lies to try to ruin their reputation. Or people physically try to ruin their reputation. And it's like, people don't have time for that. Like, they really don't have time for that. And if you look at some of the best artists in history, musical-wise, they didn't really make it until they were about 30. And it's purely because they had to learn about their industry before they start making the songs or start acting in film. You know, anyone can get lucky and get a hit, but that doesn't mean that they have longevity or they know how people work. So it's like a click. And I've been very blessed up until this point. I faced a lot of hate, a lot of criticism. Certain people tried to isolate me because they didn't accept me. I've been rejected a lot my whole life. So I've already been set up to be successful, because success is lonely. Nobody that's successful really has a good friend, because everybody uses them as an opportunity. And I went through that recently. I was just used for people to have an opportunity. And it's fine. I'll learn from that. But my gut already told me not to do this and not to do that. But people don't listen because they only care about what they want. So I was concerned at one point that like people were trying to destroy my reputation and my career before I've even had a chance to really get going in the public eye, because I've been working in the background. And I think doing all that work actually prepared me for this stage of my life. I've dealt with people breaking into my house, I've dealt with stalkers, I've dealt with copycats, I've dealt with people trying to sabotage me and destroy me. I've dealt with lovers who didn't love me and just tried to gain clout for being with me or talking about me or making me out to be something that I wasn't in order to get like sympathy. I've dealt with the media. I have ran from newspapers. I was hidden for a long, long time, and someone told people where I lived. A lot of shit went down, and I had to leave. I had to leave the most safest environment I was ever in, where I was grown as a human being and learning about the world and, you know, dealing with my past and my traumas. And then at one stage in my life, I got a head injury, like, so that set me back. I stuttered. And I had to learn how to say my words again. I had to learn how to rap again. I had to learn how to, like, wire my brain back to the person that I was before, but also accepting that I'll never be the person that I was before the injury, because that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So I guess my main message is, like, no matter how many setbacks you have in life, or how many people that are trying to take you down or sabotage you or want to destroy you, you have to just keep going. You just have to keep going. And the more people that are against you, the more you will know how successful you're going to be, because only the most successful people in the world have the biggest battles. And they're not very liked. And that's just something that you kind of have to accept. And if you listen to some rappers and stuff, you'll hear them talk about the things that they've gone through, and they wish that they hadn't have jumped straight into certain elements of music and industry and publicity, because mentally they weren't prepared. Some of them ended up on drugs, some of them ended up dead, and then some of them ended up going back to God. And the biggest example of that is actually Eminem. Like, he turned his life around and he went back to God at one stage. He's still there now, and his music helps so many people that feel lonely, or they feel like they've nothing to live for, or they're experiencing stuff in their family and they feel like they're alone. Whereas, like, the likes of Tupac, he spread information, he spread knowledge. He would talk about things that really mattered in society, you know. And then 50 Cent, he really, really tried to get the message out there that he didn't want to be a dealer. He wanted to have better in his life, and all he knew was that, until he found a new way, and then he became 50 Cent. So everybody has their own stories in life, and I guess, like, all that really matters is if you're helping people. And if you're helping people, keep helping people. And it doesn't matter how many people are trying to drag you down or bring you down or work together to destroy you, you'll have the last laugh. Because if it takes a whole army to take down one person, well, then you're already crowned the king. And they're trying to take that from you. So all I can say is never give up. And unless they're sharing more, like, facts and insights of how things work, because people think, like, you just wake up one day and you make it and you blow up. That's not how it works at all. It's not how it works at all. And if you're Irish, you're not gonna get to where you want to be if you're stuck in an Irish pond. You have to be like fearless and go elsewhere. So I've dabbled with the English market, I've dabbled with the American market, I've dabbled with the Canadian market, I've dabbled with the Sri Lankan market, I've dabbled with the Chinese market, and it teaches you an awful lot about publicity, it teaches you an awful lot about success, and the main thing is, like, if you have something to offer people, they will keep coming back, right? And I didn't just have music to offer people, I had knowledge. I had, like, awareness. I had experiences. I had so many different things to offer people that I didn't want to be just known for music. I wanted people to get to know me first. I wanted people to get to know my character. I wanted people to get to know who I am as a person, what I've went through, what I've dealt with. Because the more I speak to people and the more I share with them, the more they'll share with me. And the main goal is to never feel alone. And I don't like anybody feeling alone, because I felt alone all my life. All I've ever tried to do was find a team of people to work with me, and they pretend that they want to work with me, and then they do their own thing behind my back, and I'm just left out in the cold. And I'm like, what? Because I like to see everybody successful, I like to see everybody winning. But I've noticed a trend of nobody likes to see me win, or no one likes to see me successful. And I'm like, what? Because I know for a fact that when I get to where I'm going to help an awful lot of people. And that's what keeps me going every day. So I could focus on the negativity, and I could focus on the isolation, I could focus on the loneliness, I could focus on the exclusion. Or I can focus on God's plan to get me to where I need to go in order to help the people that I need to help, because they believe in me and they need me to get to where I need to be. Because if I don't do it, who will? I'm not selfish, I'm not egotistical, and I certainly didn't want to make it overnight. And if you've been following my page since 2012, you see, like, you know what I mean, a lot of things have been deleted. Like, someone hacked me and deleted a lot of my stuff to make it look like I only started this year or whatever, but that's fine, I don't mind, because people know that I've been Lady B for a very long time, and I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to be. I didn't just put up a video on YouTube one day and it just got a load of likes, and I was like, right, well, this is the path I have to go down. This was something that was, like, in me since I was very young. And for a long time I always thought I'd die before I was 30. And that wasn't just like paranoia or anxiety, like, it was actual facts. I had a lot of enemies, people didn't like me. I'm not sure why, I don't really care. But I know it's made me grow into the person I am today, and that's a fearless individual. And I will do anything for the people I love, and I will never let fear or anxiety stop me. And recently I was like hit with this insecurity again, right? So I had a rap battle, which I wasn't sure, I didn't know it was a rap battle, right? I thought it was like an audition. So I went into freestyle against my opponent, but I thought it was like, they freestyle, I freestyle, they freestyle, I freestyle, but that's not what it was, whatever. So people were like, oh, do you really want to do this, you know what I mean, and all blah blah. And then the night before, I got grilled by someone I don't even know, and I think they were just trying to, like, plant the seed of doubt in my mind. And I was like, do you know what, if people are that desperate for me to choke and not go, I need to go. And it was purely because I'll never be a no-show. When I see a stage and I'm called to a stage, I'm on it. And I appreciate the opportunities that I'm given by the people who are putting certain things together. So I'm not going to not go because of other competitors being intimidated, trying to bully me out of a situation because they want to be the only ones there, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I was called, like, crazy. People have told me I should be institutionalized. And I laugh all the time because my dreams are bigger than what people can actually perceive. It's not my fault I have these dreams. It's obviously God's, because he put them there. And he promised me from a young age that I will bring my vision to fruition. And it doesn't matter about how many bad people come and go away on my life. I'm highly protected by the divine. And because of that alone, I'm very blessed and I'm very humble. So I never wanted to rush the process. And there's a part of the Bible where it says, if God made you suffer for, let's say, 10 years, well, then he will triple your reward. So if I had 10 years of pain and tribulation and trials, I'm going to have 30 years of success. So I guess it was all worth it in the end. But it'll be the last time I'm used for clout. It'll be the last time that I fall for manipulation, thinking people want to actually support me when they don't. Because I know who my real supporters are, and I know who really cares. And I guess if you're going strong on your current, you're going to have people trying to drag you down to the bottom. And they're going to hang on to you to try to get a free ride on that wave. But you have to put boundaries in place and say, no. You didn't believe in me when no one else did. Or no. You took advantage of me when you shouldn't have. Or no. You talk crap about me and you didn't even know me. Or no. You doubted me and tried to put doubt in my head about who I am and what I should be just because of your own insecurities. None of us need that kind of negativity in our lives ever, right? Never, ever. Lately I have figured out that multiple people that don't like me are trying to report my platforms, and it's sad. And then I've got people trying to hack my platforms, and that's pathetic. So I'm going to talk more about this on my YouTube. I'm actually going to save this and I'm going to put it up to my YouTube. And I'm going to start uploading to my YouTube more, because more people need to understand a bit of my history, what I've gone through, why I am who I am, why I've never given up, why I'm so faithful in God, why I'm so thankful to the people who believed in me, why I'm loyal to the people who are loyal to me. And, another thing as well that's bugged me is I see a lot of people in Ireland and they have massive potential, and they're completely gaslit or sidelined because people can see their potential, and they'd rather support robotic artists instead because they know them artists won't surpass them. And the ones that have true potential and who have a real spark in them to succeed in very big ways are isolated, or they're bullied to a point that their mental health suffers and they give up. So no matter what goes on in your life, no matter what people are saying, no matter if someone tries to ruin your whole image, just stay true to yourself. Stay faithful to who you are. Because people can see fakers from a mile away. People can see people who are just using people from a mile away. People can see who has good intentions and who has bad intentions. People can see who uses who. And I'm very proud and honoured to say that I've never used one person in my life to get to where I am today. And I've been given great opportunities. And I've had contracts, but I never worked because I didn't want them opportunities. I didn't want to be doing that work for that criteria. It's hard to explain. So if you're somebody who's really trying to make it, please don't think that selling your soul to the devil is going to get you anywhere. Please don't think that thousands of views is going to get you anywhere. Please don't think that just one little appearance somewhere is going to get you anywhere. Please don't think that having a concert and not selling all your tickets is going to get you anywhere. Don't take these steps until it's necessary. So, yeah, that's all I can really say. Now, I'm working on 4 songs. It took me like 3 years to find the songs, like the beats that I wanted. And, figure out like what I kind of wanted to say to the world and stuff like that. So, it's a slow process, like, and it's not something that should be rushed, especially if you're not just going to be out there for the rest of your life and after you're gone. Because people don't look at the bigger picture, they look at the small picture. Like Michael Jackson is dead and buried and gone, God rest him, and his songs are still trending on TikTok because he knew the right people, he put in the right work, and he remained humble. And no matter who tried to destroy him, he still came out on top. And he was a very big loss to the music world, so was Queen. And what I've learned from Michael Jackson and Queen is you really have to protect yourself in this world. Because there's some people out there who really don't have good intentions for you. And you're just a paycheck. And they want to cash in. So protect yourselves out there and never give up. And if you feel like you're working your arse off and you're not like getting anywhere really with it, hit me up. Because even though I don't have music out and I've only 1 demo, people know who I am. Even if they pretend that they don't, they know who I am. And when I was on the telly, I had to say that I lived somewhere that I didn't live just so I could have some anonymity. Because people start following you and people start like stopping you on the sides of the roads and things like that. And, you have to just like protect yourself. And the question I have for you is, if you went viral overnight, how would you protect yourself? How would you deal with being known all over? Do you have the right things in place to deal with that happening? Because I do. And I don't mean that to be cocky, it's just, if you don't know what you're stepping into, I would advise you not to do it. Because hard work without recognition until that pinnacle moment can be very frustrating. And a lot of people give up or they get angry. And I've been there. And I used to say to my granda, like, why the hell isn't this happening for me? Like, do I need to make more music? Blah, blah, blah. And I'd always be told no. Because it takes a long time for people to get to know you, for them to want to buy your music and support you. So I could have brought out like 6 songs that are just sitting on Spotify. Nobody's watching them. Nobody's listening to them. And I get to the top like 5 for like a month because like all my friends and local people are like supporting me or whatever. And I just drop back down again. No one even remembers who I am or what happened. It was never my goal. I'm glad that I waited. And anybody who took my kindness as weakness and used it against me or manipulated me, karma is real. And God is my witness. And He will make sure that I get to where I need to go because He knows what's in my heart. He knows what I think every day. He knows what's in my mind. And He knows that I never done this because I wanted to be famous or anything. I done it because there was a lot of people in the world who felt like me and I wanted to connect with them people. And it's been tough because as a single parent, I don't get much recognition. Like, no one comes up to me and says, you're doing a great job. Like, how did you manage to stay 100% in the head, rear your kid, not give up on your dream? You know what I mean? And I have to say, it's all because of God. Like, God is the reason. There's been many times I just wanted to give up on everything, and God would say, no, Rebecca, you've a kid. No, Rebecca, you've people depending on you. No, Rebecca, the harder the battle, the bigger the reward. And that's really it. Don't give up.